I do still think we are going to be in a bull market with altcoins, okay? A lot of people have given up, they've thrown in the towel, they think, okay, the bull market's over. No, I am one of the very few people out there that still think we are in a bull market. Here's a great quote here, right here. It's better to walk alone than with a crowd going in the wrong direction. Okay, so the people that are panicking, that are selling down here, that's just crazy. Okay, you should have been selling, if you wanted to sell, near $100,000 like we have been doing. We've been dollar cost averaging out around there, okay? But first, before I get into why I think alt season is still coming, you gotta listen to this, okay? So Trump says that reciprocal tariffs will be imposed on all countries. Not only are you guys gonna be hit if you're in the US by higher inflation because the Fed is not gonna stop printing currency, right? They're printing over $1 trillion every 90 days. Actually, it's under that now. You're going to get hit with higher prices due to the fact that the government is stepping into the free market and saying, you know what, no, taxation is the way to do it. And I see a lot of you cheering this on, which blows my mind, guys. You know, the whole point that I got into this space was to keep government out of money, okay? I don't want money, separation of money and state. That's how I view things, okay? I don't know about you, but if you're in it for, if you just want government to hold your hand and take care of everything, maybe you shouldn't be in crypto because that's not the way to go. Okay, so moving on, we also have Elon Musk calling for the end of the Federal Reserve.
What is your opinion on the Federal Reserve, and do you have any intentions of doing anything with them?
And the Fed.
So like my t-shirt, guys, government is not going to end the Fed. Federal Reserve owns the printing press. And that's all you need to know, guys. As Mayor Rothschild once said, I care not who makes the laws, I care who creates the currency. So that's a huge statement from one of the most powerful entities on the face of the planet. And if you don't believe me, check out the Federal Reserve, do some research on it. They're part of the reason why the Federal Reserve was started back in 1913. Okay, so moving on, let's see how desperate people are right now. We have Unusual Whales now talking about stocks on Twitter, saying, with 1/4 of the year done, which stocks do you think will perform the best by year end? Man, this is an insane bull market in my opinion. Like, I've never seen so much despair, so much pretty much like giving up on crypto. Perfect though. This is what you want to see. These are bottom signals. Okay, now, Crypto Tips Real on Twitter, that's us. There's only around 0.3 Bitcoin for every millionaire in the world. Think about that for a second. So you know what, and how many Bitcoin do all these whales have? Exactly. So there's not going to be very much going around, especially 10 years from now. So if you're worried about this short-term price movement, like, I can't help you guys. Like, my suggestion, follow learningcrypto.com so you can have your handheld understanding this market, because what I see out there right now is just doomsday stuff, and that's no way to be investing. You take your emotions out of investments, okay? Please do not put your emotions in investments, because you will lose your butt. Okay, let's move on to Senator Cruz. Ted Cruz says Elizabeth Warren and China hate Bitcoin because governments can't control it. Actually, the whole US government hates Bitcoin. Now, just because they say they're pro-Bitcoin doesn't mean they are pro-Bitcoin. Governments are known to lie, okay? I know you are aware of this. Potentially, politicians do lie out there. So what I suggest you think about this. Who owns the US? The Federal Reserve. Absolutely, the Federal Reserve. They have no say. Nobody, Trump, Cruz, Musk, has no say whatsoever about what is happening in the Federal Reserve. So with that said, they all hate Bitcoin, okay? They hate that it's permissionless, that it's global, but you know what they want to do? Invite BlackRock to get the ETFs and make sure that it's all regulated, forgetting the whole point of like permissionless, you know, that Bitcoin was created by the cypherpunks, so wanted to create a permissionless system. And they're certainly not going to encourage self-custody. You know I'm right. Now here's this. This is 2010 to the day. Bitcoin was at 6 cents. Okay, 2013 to the day, Bitcoin was at $100. Let's move on to 2019. $7,400 to the day. Okay, 2021, Bitcoin was at $45,000, and 2025, $83,500, essentially right now. So why did I just read that off? Because this short-term, like pathetic, childish mindset that people are in right now isn't going to do you any good. So if you are following people that are getting emotional about short-term price movements, first unfollow them, because they're going to do you no service at all. Okay, and secondly, remember this, that what I just read off is that the longer you hold, it's eventually going to go up in value. Why is that? Because it has a fixed supply. That's one of the main reasons. And how much supply does the US dollar have, or the euro have? Infinite. So imagine that you have a fixed supply asset against a asset, or against a failing crap coin that is infinite supply. Pretty easy choice there. Okay, so now here's the thing about altcoins. Why I'm so bullish about altcoins is because Bitcoin is now at about 62% dominance. So I do think that if we look back at history, history shows that it's around 71% when Bitcoin tops. So Bitcoin dominance means it's taken the market cap of all cryptocurrencies. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it hit 71% or 70%. That would be very, very bullish. And you know what? Alt season usually happens when people are kind of bearish on alts. That's how it works. And if you look at Twitter, YouTube, all those, people are really bearish. Anyways, let me know your thoughts below. I'd love to hear that. Talk to you guys soon.